Hey guys, it's Purav from PDTechHD, and if you guys are not following me on Google+, by the way, the link to that is in the description, and you should follow me there because I post teasers and bonus content before any other social media platform. Or if you missed my hint in the last video, basically I have been using the Motorola Moto G for the last couple of weeks, and I will have a separate video covering that. But my main daily driver after the Motorola Moto G review, and it goes back, is the Galaxy S3, and that's the phone I've been using for over a year now. And recently, the Galaxy S3 got an upgrade to Android 4.3 JellyBean. Still JellyBean, not KitKat yet, but it's still an update nonetheless, because before it was Android 4.1.2 as well, I believe, 4.1.2. So they skipped 4.2 and went straight to 4.3. And this video will be me talking about, my experience with 4.3 on the S3, what's new, what's bad about it, what's good about it, things like that. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so firstly, with this Android 4.3 update, the Galaxy S3 has finally gotten a somewhat transparent status bar. Now, for some of you, this might not be a big deal, but for people that, have looked at the stock Android experience, or at least on the Nexus 5, that, you get a transparent status bar, this is actually really great news. As a downside, and what's slightly kind of ironic, is that the Nexus 7 2012 edition, at least that's the one that I have and the one that I've tried, the status bar is still black even after the Android 4.4 update. And I actually did sort of a detailed article as a guest post on the Backbencher website, which will be linked down below in the description, sort of sharing my rant and experience with the 4.4 update on the Nexus 7 2012. But needless to say, basically on the Nexus 7 it still remains fully black. So on the S3 you still get this kind of transparent effect, which is kind of nice, but ironic that a third-party device has now got that the feature that the Nexus 5, a lot of people like that about the Nexus 5, yet the Nexus 7 still doesn't have that. But like I said, that's a topic for another article, which will be linked down below. But basically with the 4.3 update, you do get the transparent sort of status bar, which is a nice addition. Okay, so now in the notifications panel, you can simply, use two fingers to swipe down to access all your quick toggles. Before you had to sort of scroll between them on the Samsung kind of notifications area kind of thing. But now you've got that button, and then it shows like a grid of all your toggles basically, so you can configure mobile data, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, etc, etc. Or you can obviously just do two finger swipe down, as you can see on your screens now, to enable the same feature as well. Okay, so going hand on hand with that notification point is that now they finally fixed the Google Music expandable widget. I don't know why, but before with the update 4.1.2, like I said at the beginning, they didn't actually have expandable Google Music. It was working fine up to a point, but then Samsung released another sort of patch, and then that kind of messed up the expandable notifications in general, which I'm not sure why that happened. Basically what happened is when I tried to scroll, it would just say app info rather than actually expanding or collapsing the widget respectively. But I'm pleased to report that they have sort of fixed that with the 4.3 update as well. Okay, carrying on with Google Music, sometimes the Google Music songs actually glitch when I play them. Now this has happened on earphones, it's happened on speakers, it's connecting it through auxiliary to other hi-fi systems, etc. It still happens, so I'm sure it's an issue with the S3. It might be fixed by factory resetting, I haven't tried that yet. But if any of you guys have that sort of issue, do let me know down below, because I want to know if I'm the only one with that problem or if it's happened to others as well. And like I said, before the 4.3 update, this was fine. So I'm really not sure why it's happening now. There's nothing wrong with my songs. Most of them are all iTunes quality as well. So I'm really not sure what the issue is. Okay, so coming back to the notification area, sometimes there's this kind of weird glitch on the S3 where I don't see the brightness controls. I'm not sure why this happens at all. Usually it's either when I have a lot of apps open and the phone kind of really gets laggy or something, but whenever I scroll down, I don't see the brightness controls. I just see like a plain kind of notification area. I do see the toggles, I think, but I don't see the brightness controls. So it's like, where did they go? Why did they vanish? These are the kind of questions that we must ask. Okay, and the last thing I want to touch on about Google Music is that, like I said, the expandable widget, but with Android 4.3, well, it actually came with 4.2, but like I said, Samsung skipped that. So with this 4.3 update, you do finally get lock screen widgets. Now, lock screen widgets are really great, especially for Google Music, because that allows you to, just unlock the phone, sorry, not unlock the phone, just press the power button from your lock screen. You can change the song, you can pause the song, etc, etc. This was really useful, whereas before you didn't have this kind of feature, apart from, I think, if you use the Samsung stock app. And again, this is kind of slightly a bit, well overdue in a way, or more than well overdue. It's been about kind of freaking time sort of thing, because Even the HTC with, I reviewed the 1S and I mentioned that in that review as well. When it was running Android 4.0, Ice Cream Sandwich, that still had music controls. So the fact that it's taken Samsung this long to bring music controls is kind of shameful, but it's great to see that they have finally done that. Okay, so also with this update, the settings on the Galaxy S3 now has a tabbed interface, much like the Galaxy S4. So if I just open it up here, you can see that, let's see, we have the tabs for connection, my device, accounts, and more. So more obviously gives you access to about your device to check the software information, things like that. Accounts is basically your Google account, your Facebook account, any other accounts that you have on the device. My device shows you lock screen adjustments that you want to make, display, LED indicator, sound, calls, stuff like that, all the different things that you want to personalize. And connection obviously shows you your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your NFC, and stuff like that. So it's now in a tab interface, much like the Galaxy S4, whereas before it was just in one kind of menu in itself kind of thing. Okay, so another thing is now on the S3 you see a better information displayed for your storage. So I can see it here, you've got system memory, use space, cache data, miscellaneous files, available space, and then it also tells you your total device capacity. And as you can see on the screen, you get like a nice kind of chart, visual representation of how your storage is exactly being used on the device, whereas before it wasn't like this clear or this nicely presented. Okay, so with this 4.3 update on the S3, you also do get a new multitasking animation. It basically matches it to the S4, whereas before it was kind of a bit jittery or it wasn't as smooth. Now it's like a smooth kind of zoom out into the icon, and then you can navigate your tab list of all your open applications. Okay, and with this update you've also got a new camera mode, so now you've got the sound and shot feature, brought over from the Galaxy S4. Now I did review the S4, so a link to that will be in the description, but basically sound and shot lets you capture 9 seconds of audio, I think it's 9 or 6, one of those, before the shot or after the shot. And for example, if you're at a football game and someone scores a goal, you can really kind of capture the audience or the crowd participating in the thrill of someone scoring a goal, for example. Yo, this is Purav testing the sound and shot on the Galaxy S3 4.3 update. So yeah, so it's a really nice feature and it's great that it's come to the S3 with this 4.3 update. Okay, so something that's been added under the hood, and I haven't really seen it mentioned anywhere else, but I did notice it. So basically when you hold the home button to go into your task manager, you've actually got a tab now to clear your default applications. So this is a nice way to do it, whereas before you kind of had to go into the settings and untick, make default or set default or something. But now you can quickly do it from the task manager, which is quite cool. So for example, if you set, for example, what can I think of, Chrome as your browser, and you want to default it back to, I don't know, Firefox or the stock Samsung internet browser, then you can quickly do that just from the task manager. Okay, so another thing that's been added with this 4.3 update on the S3 is alphabetized app drawer. Now you guys, you don't know how much I waited for this feature. This was one of, not really a negative, but a sort of disappointment I found when I did review the S4. Again, the link to that will be description. But basically, to alphabetize the app drawer, it's not really a hard thing. To get around it, basically you had to install a launcher or something like that. But now Samsung's finally given you the update. You basically just go into the app drawer, you go on settings, you press edit, and then you've got a, you've got view type, and then you've got alphabetical grid or alphabetical list. I'm not sure what took them so long to roll out this small feature for the app drawer, but it's great that's finally come to the S3, and hopefully it should have come to the S4 with the 4.3 update as well. Okay, and another feature that's been added that's actually useful to me is I use my phone as an alarm clock. I don't know if probably most of you do as well. And it's great that now, because on the lock screen you can see a clear indication of when your next alarm is. Whereas before, for example, if I wanted to double check, I'd have to unlock the lock screen, go into the clock and then check it that way. It's just a bit cumbersome. So at least now you can see it on the lock screen. This is very similar to Nexus devices as well. I think that's had that since 4.2 or 4.3, since lock screen widgets kind of came around. But it's great that it's finally come to the S3 as well. Okay, so with this Android 4.3 update on the Galaxy S3, the video player has also been updated. So now in the thumbnails you get a live preview of the video actually playing, so you know which is the right video, if you want to choose it and select it and stuff. And this is very similar to what's on the S4. Okay, now this point is a bit hard to show on camera, but you'll just have to sort of trust me or bear with me on this. Basically what I noticed was the signal bar sometimes glitches after this update. So what I mean by that is sometimes I would have no signal in an area which was like really strong signal if I put my SIM into another phone or put it into a friend's phone or something. So this was really bizarre and I'm not sure why this happens. and other times it would just take a long time, like for example if I come out the underground, whereas before it would like pick up signal really quickly, now it just takes quite a long time. So I think this update sort of affected the radios in a negative way on the device, which is quite a shame. So I mean, if you guys have updated and you're based in London or UK, or you know, even internationally, has this sort of affected your device as well? Because I'm really interested to know, and hopefully Samsung fix this with a future update. Okay, so overall my experience with this update has been, I would say, kind of a positive one, because the device feels a lot more smoother when I'm navigating the user interface and also opening apps, you know, things like this nature. The camera's a lot quicker now as well, so that's good to see. And overall, yeah, like I said, it has improved it. In terms of battery, I haven't really noticed any sort of whether a negative or positive. Basically, the battery life on the S3 is not that great anyway, so I still have to charge my phone twice a day when I'm using it on heavy use. Heavy use includes a lot of mobile data for tweeting, emailing, YouTubing, things like that of nature. So it hasn't really affected battery life, and overall it's made the device a lot more smoother, so that's good to see. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click that like button. That means a lot to me and helps out the channel as well. Let me know if you like this sort of style of, like, you know, talking directly to the camera but overlaying B-roll footage. And let me know what you thought of the audio, because the Zoom H1 is in the background over there. You might be able to spot it in the bottom right hand corner of your screens. And just let me know if the audio is okay. I'm working on sort of getting a clip-on mic, or perhaps upgrading the camera with a mic input, but that will probably be a while away, so don't hold out for that. But hopefully the audio quality was somewhat decent, because I did use this H1 and just sort of sync the clips basically. But apart from that, guys, leave a comment down below if you guys have had this update. You know, any features that you noticed that I didn't mention, be sure to share them in the comments below for anyone else watching. And let me know if you want to elaborate on any further points in the comments as well. You know, maybe I didn't go enough detail on like how it affected the camera, or how it affected S-Voice or something like that. So let me know, and I'll do my best to reply to you and let you know. But apart from that, guys, yeah, just feel free to share the video as well. The S3 4.3 update has been out for, I think, over a month now, so I'm a bit late to this video, but I did notice quite a lot of points, so I thought I'd still do the video anyway, and hopefully it's useful to some people. The 4.4 update should be coming in a few months as well. Hopefully Samsung roll that out, so I will try and do a video on that as well. And obviously the S5 also got announced recently, but that's a topic for another video or another blog post. But either way, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, because there's a lot more tech videos coming soon. Thank you. Bye.